Welcome back to the Unacceptable News. We are down here below our raspberry plants, and we are looking at some strawberries that really are they're in a terrible spot. You can see how yellow they are. We fertilized them. I think the problem that we're having with these strawberries is they're just not getting enough sun. The raspberry plant's too big and has shaded them out. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these apart, separate them, and I've got a tray here filled with some topsoil. We are going to transplant them and separate them into individual plants, which will give us a few more strawberry plants, because as you see, they separate on their own. They grow down in shoots and will separate. So we probably have maybe 12 or so strawberry plants down here. We've had a few that died out. You can see this one is completely dead. This one's dead. This one's dead. So we're gonna pull these up, and then we're gonna separate them, and we're gonna pot them, and we're gonna put them in the sun in like a partially shaded area with some good water, and we're gonna see if we can't revive these strawberries for next year. We have a different place we can plant them, so that way they don't have so many issues. But you can see here, I've taken one and separated it into two. Now this one could probably be separated right here at the bottom. I'm not going to do that right yet because I don't know if I want to separate it. You can see that the roots aren't very good, they aren't very strong, so I'm probably going to leave that one as one. But let's get down here and we'll pull a few of these out. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but just pop it from underneath. And yes, there are a few white strawberries. I'm going to eat them. I'm not really concerned with those. You can see that that's actually one strawberry plant. I'm probably not going to separate this one either because it's so weak. It just hasn't been doing very well. But there's one. We can put that back. And we can see over here is... Now all of these strawberries actually came from transplants. We had 6. Now there's some strong roots right there, doing okay. But as you can see, most of the plant is just not doing that well. If you can get that in focus. And we will separate this one. You can see this one is just barely hanging on. As you see, it's got one leaf left that has any life in it at all. So there's that. And we can pop a few more over here. That one. There's 2 actually there. One's back there a little bit. There's one right here. 1, 2. And let's do 3. Alright, so there's that one. That one. And this one. Got one right here. You can see a partially dead one right here. It died out. And this one that is surviving, although it's not doing very well. And we're going to see if we can bring some life into these. We have one more right on the side there that I need to get. Just kind of brush that. Oh, the natural light. I'm assuming that everybody thinks that this is because there's some gardener that's drinking. But that's actually a slug repellent. So you leave a little bit of the beer in there. Probably about up to right here, and the slugs will naturally come in, get inside the beer, and kind of drown themselves in the beer. It's just a natural repellent. It's nobody's hiding beer outside. I buy that cheap beer specifically, have a case of it inside for slug repellent. Alright, now I'm going to grab all these. I know this video is probably a little crazy to watch. I don't have a phone holder. I'm doing all this one-handed at the time. We will come over here and we will replant these, give them a little bit of water, and I'm going to put them in a partially shaded area just for the first few days until they start to spring back. And once they spring back, I will transition them into a heavier area. But let's just do one real quick so you can see where, I mean, if it had some better roots I would separate this into 2, but since they're so weak, and all we're going to do is pop this down into here, and then I've got some more potting soil. I'm going to put a little bit on top. In fact, let me do that right now so you can see. So we'll just put a little bit like this, and we're going to give this a nice watering. There's a lot of nutrients in this potting soil already, so I'm not going to fertilize it or anything like that. And then we will see how this does. And you can clip off, like some of these are just so dead. I don't have my clippers on me handy. Wait 1 second. All right. So we can take your clippers, and any of these ones that are dead, you can just clip off these really bad. That one's okay. Clip off the really bad dead stems, like this one's really bad. And then you can see if anything comes out of this, if you can bring it back or not. I think that area is just not getting enough sun. All of these should be able to survive. They are growing. I can show you right here. Like this one, it's trying. I mean, it has some little growth right there. You can see it, new growth, but they're just having a really rough time over there. So moving them, doing something like this should revitalize these, and we should be able to get some, there's some new growth on that end as well, if you can see it. The cat is involved. The cat supervises anything that happens outside. So mostly gardening. It's a stray cat that actually befriended me when I started gardening. He used to sit over in the weeds and watch me for I don't know how many months, probably almost a year. He stayed probably 30-40 feet away from me in the weeds for about 7 months, 8 months. And then in the winter is really when he started to come closer. I don't know why, but it started, maybe it was because he was hungry in the winter and he was looking at me like maybe I got some food or something. But he started to kind of get a little bit closer, and then he first started rubbing up against me, I'm going to say March, April of this year, and now he's, he won't leave me alone at all, so that's good. But anyway, that's all for today, and I've been very sick for the last 3 weeks. I will hope to get back to some more regularly scheduled videos. The problem is that I have to do this kind of stuff with the garden. You can't just leave the garden. I have to water. I have to deal with that kind of stuff. But I am really, really sick. I don't know if I have pneumonia or what's going on, or if it's COVID or flu or what's going on. But I got really, really sick, and I'm still pretty sick. I just kind of come out and force myself to deal with this kind of stuff, the gardening stuff, because you can't just let the garden go. But I'm really having a rough time with it, to be honest with you. I'm having a really rough time just getting the bare minimum done. So my girlfriend has helped me a lot in the last few days with gardening because I've been sick, and I don't know, today, I mean, I've sweat really badly in the middle of the night for the last 3 nights in a row, and I think today, I definitely have a lot more energy today than I've had yesterday. So I'm trying to get done as much as I possibly can in the garden that needs to be dealt with, like these strawberries. So anyway, we'll get back to regularly scheduled videos pretty soon, hopefully, and I'll see you then.